sportschatplace.com and pickdogs.com. It is Tuesday, May 26, 2020, here with your live show. Of course, we're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Got, generally free picks every single day, but these days, nothing to pick except for some sim games. We got some Bundesliga soccer action. And then we also have some news from the world of sports. And speaking of news from the world of sports, if anyone listened to our show the other day and heard my rant, not the Bryce Harper rant and not the other rant, but the other rant, the one that I was talking about where just tell us if you're going to play or not. Just stop stringing us along or whatever. Obviously, some of the NBA players feel exactly the same way that I do and just say, if we're going to play, let's play. If we're not going to play, then say we're not going to play. And I think that's where I'm at this point. Yeah, I would love to see, NBA action. And I would love to see Major League Baseball action. I would love to see NHL action. I'd love to see, college football and, everything else. But either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. And it's like, I said this the other day, in one of my many rants I've gone on, and I'll tell you what, I'm glad that other people feel exactly the same way because I'm sick of it, man. And speaking of sick of it, Steve Monahan. Morning. How are you today?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good, thanks. Got, I see a little tinge of the colored light there in the background. I think we need to work on your overall lighting, but definitely the work in progress. Steve Monahan had to plug in a USB mic. It's taken him, I don't know, a week. It's
record time.
I don't know. I think there's maybe about if you type into YouTube and you type in Yeti USB microphone, I bet you there's about 8,000 videos on it on how to do it. But anyways. Got Steve's old sound, still loud and unclear, but anyways, we will definitely be breaking out the big round of applause if it does make it there. But anyways, Steve, what do you think about what's going on here with the NBA players someone finally saying, we're going to play or we're not going to play?
They're saying shit or get off the pot, basically, so... we've been talking about it, and they've been talking about it, and baby steps and Disney Village, and are they going to be 30 teams? Are they going to be 16 teams, and all that other stuff?
But, whatever, I don't care if there's 6 teams. Either do it or don't do it. That's where I'm at with this, and
the clock is ticking. And the clock is ticking.
Yeah, I mean the clock is ticking, and also it's like. Either do it or don't. There's no reason to string us along. I mean, we've been strung along by sports for a long time. And what I wanted to do on today's show, and I think we'll do it next week on Monday with Mitch, is we're going to take my cell phone out, okay? We're going to call DirecTV, and we're going to say to them, why are you guys charging me for the baseball package? And we're going to find out how many people I get transferred to and how hard it is for me to get a credit and what their explanation is as to why I'm getting billed for the baseball package from DirecTV. I think that will be pretty interesting when it all goes down. But anyways.
They'll have an answer for you.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, they'll have an answer. It'll be in translated by someone named Bill with a sharp Indian accent, more than likely. But that's the way that it's gone. DirecTV, I have to say, I've been a huge fan of DirecTV ever since they decided to let us pay to watch sports. And, what we used to get for free. And, what I've talked about how with Corona, this is going to be what happens in baseball, is that we're going to pay ticket prices to watch games. This is where this is going. I mean, there's no other way for this to go. Because if there's someone that's going to be greedy and really, really destroy their sport, it's baseball. What they're going to do is they're going to charge us ticket prices to watch individual games, and no one's going to pay it. Okay? No one's going to pay it. And they're going to absolutely destroy this thing because now they're not even going to be able to get, regular TV revenue because the ratings are going to stink. 6 million people watched Tom Brady hack it around the golf course the other day. And I have to say, while a lot of people said, people out on the golf course, said this to me too, it's like, we could slaughter these guys, and not Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson, but Brady and Manning put me and, me and my Sunday guys up against them. We'll cream them, I mean, it would not even be close, It would have been further apart than that game was. Like they would be down by 3 and 6, and they would stop it, is where it would go. But the thing is that here's the opposite, right? Here are guys with basically no reason to be out there. Okay, Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. These guys have proved it in their own sport. They're playing with the two best guys in their sport. They don't ask Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson to come out and, play in the AFC Championship game or something, right? It's like, hey, why don't you guys throw a couple passes out here? We'll put you in on 3rd and 8, It's like, it's obscene, right? It would never happen. But here they are in the rain, Peyton Manning, I mean, president, right, of the U.S. It's like, run for president, man. Just run for president. It's like, seriously, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Ronald Reagan could
come off one way or the other, rain or not,
if Arnold Schwarzenegger could be the governor of California and Ronald Reagan could be president of the United States, is it possible that Peyton Manning could be the president of the United States? I know Steve Largent made it pretty far in college and in Congress, and so did J.C. Watts.
He did.
Two guys who are more known for football than anything else. And Tom Osborne was the governor of Nebraska.
Jim Bunning back in the day was a United States senator. Was a great pitcher back in the day. Sure, it's been done before.
It's been done before. But do you think that Peyton Manning, he's got some kind of career in something, man? I mean,
yeah. I mean, Peyton Manning is very affable, personable.
But just the grin and bear it. I mean, he's out there in the rain, getting pretty much shown up by, I mean, he's playing with Tiger Woods, It's like, this is the way I always describe my golf game, is that, and it's like people are like, when I hit a disappointing shot, people will say, that's golf or whatever. And my answer is always this. It's like, I know I'm not going to shoot like Tiger Woods. I just want to shoot the best that I could possibly shoot. And that's just, that's what I do. But it's like, he is against Tiger Woods. It's like that, or he's, playing with Tiger Woods. So your flaws are going to only be, thinking, Phil Mickelson, the thought process. I mean, what the who knew, It's like, wow. And it's like, the thing about Phil Mickelson is like he picks out a spot about this big, right? And he lands the ball like smack exactly there. It's an amazing thing. I mean, I hit good shots on it, like if I'm in the area, and I hit pins out there, and I do all that stuff too. But I mean, to do it on a regular basis like that is crazy. Anyways, I thought they did a good job. And the last bit of news I want to talk about, Troy Vincent, ex-Dolphin first-round draft choice, one of the better first-round draft choices they ever had. Looking all the way back, Larry Zonka, Troy Vincent, Dan Marino, I think, are the three that you could say these were some of our better first-round picks. And
Troy Vincent was a very good pro.
I also say that the Richmond Webb, I'll put in that same category. But anyways, those are kind of like the better Dolphin first-round picks over the years. And so Troy Vincent comes out and says the obvious, right? At least somebody's willing to say this. We did a really bad job with pass interference replay last year. It's like, you think? It's like, if you missed that call in the Jets-Dolphins game and you didn't overturn it, if that's what happened in that Jets-Dolphin game, they did overturn it, right? They made it a pass interference, and it wasn't even like a disputed thing. I don't know, man. It's like Maybe it's
I
got
mean,
to go.
it really hit the forefront with the Saints and the Rams 2 years ago. Let's be real. And now it's finally front and center and hot. And
Yeah, but now
the
they went to replay and they
I
just
know,
refused to overturn bad calls. It was just
right?
like this self-righteous, And what Troy Vincent said, and this is something that I've been saying for a long time, of course, is that when we start talking about the referees and not talking about the game, then that's a problem. Like Arthur Mercanti Jr. was a great referee. Why was he a great referee? You didn't even know he was there, right?
What?
It's like, I mean, how many championship fights did Arthur Mercanti Jr. or Mills Lane, you
I
know?
was just gonna say Mills Lane too.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't even know they were there, and I think that's the whole idea. But speaking about not knowing that they're there, we're going to bring in the Puck Dogs, Chris Ruffalo, and we'll see Steve in just a minute for our sim picks. But we're going to bring in Chris Ruffalo. We're going to bring in Rod Zawacki. And we are going to talk the Bundesliga, which is in action on Tuesday. We have none of the games have started yet. Rod came on for a cameo yesterday on Mondays with Mitch and did a sim pick, but we were saying, oh, is there Bundesliga? Because I was thinking about doing a special night show with you guys since we totally, we never even considered it. But we got Bundesliga action today, and just judging from my, judging from the site traffic, the game that everyone cares about. And good morning, guys. By the way,
Good morning. Morning.
you've been whitening your teeth, Ruffalo, or what? What's going on there? I see a little shiny. Are those Crest white strips going on?
Might be
Wow, taking sexy to a whole new level here on this
working
show.
working on my on-screen face.
Wow, making us look like crap. But anyways, Rod's got his guns out on Tuesday here, and the game that people seem to care about the most is this Bayern game today.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about it with us, Chris? What's going on here?
The title's basically on the line here. If you ask me, Bayern wins. They go 7 points up with 7 games left, and I don't think they're going to drop many down the stretch. If Borussia wins, I think Dortmund goes within 1 point, and then that makes it an interesting race with 7 games to go. So this is the most important game up to this point, for sure.
Rod, any take on this one? You think Bayern holds them off, or you think Borussia's got the motivation to kick them where it hurts?
If Bayern wins, as Chris says, it's over. They win it all. They're just too far ahead if they get the 3 points in this match. And there's no way I can take Dortmund to beat Bayern. I don't see that. So for me, I'm gonna take this. This is a draw. I think. I don't think they're coming out firing with each other. I think they're going to take it. This is a pretty big game. I think they're going to be a little bit hesitant. I'm going to go and take a shot with the draw here. I think Dortmund can maybe do enough to squeeze out a draw.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to have to disagree. I could see a draw, but I'm going to take a shot with Dortmund here. I think they know what's at stake here. They've won 9 of their 10 league matches so far in 2020, even, going back to before the break. And that one outlier was a draw, and they've won 6 straight games. They've only given up 1 goal. I know none of those games were against Bayern Munich, but they're still playing really well in all facets right now. And I mean,
what's the total in this one? 2.5?
3.5.
3.5. And the reason why
I love the under.
I love the over.
3.5.
I love the over.
I love the under.
I love the over. And the reason why the total is so high in this one is because of the scenario here. Borussia, they have to win here. If they go down a goal, they could lose 5-0 because they are going to open it up. They are. I mean, it's going to be all in, pushing forward. And it's like what we generally see when that happens is bad goals happen. And we also see penalty kicks start to happen. And we also see all of those things start to happen when it starts going the other way. If the only way it goes under, if Borussia scores first, that's the only chance. And even then, if they score first, and if Bayern matches them and then scores again, then there's no way this is a one-goal game. I don't see it unless it goes to, to whatever. It's like there's no way in regulation that this is a one-goal game. It's either a tie or a two-goal game or more. And that's why I think 3.5 is.
I could easily see this being 3-2. I mean, we've seen 5-0, 4-0 for Bayern, even though this is a top 2, top 3.
Well, the thing is, it's kind of like an NFL team in an NFL game, and I talk about this, a lot, and I know I do. I talk about it all the time. Is that if you go down more than 10 points in a football game, your game plan changes.
Yeah.
Your game plan changes, and it's basically you drop back to pass and you throw on every down. Now, you're going to do that, but the other team also knows you're going to do that. And in soccer, what we generally see is that lob over the top, right? And the guy running down the sideline. That's my running down the sideline move. And, we see that often in soccer. We also see that when it looks like it's going to go from 1-0 to 2-0, that basically a slide tackle in the box, like something like a really hard tackle, a card, could be a red, could be a yellow, could be a disputed yellow, it's like, we'll just say that someone's not going to be happy, So I think that's, that's why I like the over there. I just think that that just sets up more for that type of probability. Unless Borussia scores first, and then they're going to go into the shell of shells. But that could, there's not as much pressure on Bayern to win, right? There's not as
there's no pressure for Bayern to win this game.
Right.
I would say they got such a lead that I think they're going to come out in such a shell as it is. I would even take the first half draw. I think first half draw and full game draw.
Well, there's a little bit. I mean, there's a little bit of pressure because if you close down to 1 point. All it takes is for Bayern to draw and Borussia to pull out a win, and all of a sudden Borussia's in the driver's seat. So, I mean, there is a little bit of pressure there, but, I mean, like I said, Dortmund's unbeaten at home this year. I mean, getting nearly 3-1. I have to take a shot with Dortmund just based on that. This is going to be a heck of a game, though. No doubt about it.
Yeah, this is the one.
It's going to be a lot tighter than people think it's going to be. That's for sure. It's not going to be a blowout.
And I know we were saying that Dortmund scores first, they're going to go into a little bit of a shell and sort of try to protect the 1-goal lead. Bayern's not the team you want to do that against because they are going to come at you. They're going to come at you fierce, and if that happens, if they back up, Lewandowski's going to score. Thomas Muller's going to get in there. He's going to have his crack.
This game's either going to be a draw or it's going to be 8-0. It's either this game's going to be tight or this is going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
So what else we got going on today? There's a few other games out there. I know we have games today and tomorrow. What time are tomorrow's games? Is it the same timing?
It's the same thing.
All right, so cool. So we'll cover them on tomorrow's show. But what else do we got today?
Bayer Leverkusen hosting Wolfsburg. I like Leverkusen here. They're a team I'm high on going down the stretch. They've won 7 straight league games dating back to before the break. Wolfsburg needs a win, but they're dealing with a ton of injuries right now.
I think you just like saying Leverkusen. Rod, what do you got to say?
Well, Wolfsburg hasn't scored a goal in what, months? What do they got? 1 goal in their last 45 days or something?
Well, neither of the Tampa Bay Lightning, but that's
1 goal. They can't score with their life. Give me Leverkusen here on the money line. They win this.
Giannis hasn't scored a basket in 2 months.
I can take the over in this game. You got to hope Wolves gets 1, but I can see this over 2.5 as well. I see this 3-0, 4-0. I don't think Wolfsburg's going to get a goal.
Yeah. Another one I like, Freiburg at the big plus money against Frankfurt. Frankfurt just looked lost against Bayern, except for that 3-minute stretch where they scored 2 goals. And, they've lost, 5 straight? Freiburg disappointed against Werder, but I like them to win here on the road. There's no home field advantage for Frankfurt.
There's no home field advantage for any team in this. If you look, the last couple of weeks, more visiting teams have won these games than the home team. There's no home advantage when there's no fans in the crowd.
Yeah.
Give me Frankfurt. I am not putting any money on Freiburg. Frankfurt's
at home.
Yeah, I know, and they're going to win. Frankfurt's a way better team than Freiburg. Freiburg reminds me of some cartoon character. Freiburg.
That's why Freiburg's in 8th and Frankfurt's in 12th.
Yep.
Puck dogs
Tell you.
checking each other into the boards over here.
But I'm telling you, you know what? I'm not back. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll bite it. But you know what? Frankfurt, I'm not backing a team on a 5-game losing streak, and Freiburg's fighting for that Europa League spot for 6. So I'm
Puck
taking
dogs
Freiburg here.
ready to drop the gloves here on this one.
Freiburg.
We're allowed to once in a while.
Hey, no, this is what it's all about. It's like people are. This is like that question that I get at all the time. It's like, how come on the free site? It's how come on the pick it says this? It's because Andrew wrote that pick and I'm not him. It's like how come I heard on some other site they like the Cowboys in this one and you say the Eagles? Does that mean you still like the Eagles? Well, I just said it. I just said it. It's like how many times do we get that question? It's like. So you still like the Eagles? It's like, I really like the Eagles. So you still like the Eagles? Yes, I do. Any other games today or just those 3?
And the last one, Borussia Mönchengladbach and Werder Bremen. I like Mönchengladbach. Werder, they got the win against Freiburg, but they're in the relegation zone right now, and Mönchengladbach need the win to keep pace in the top 4, and they're unbeaten their last 8 games against Bremen, so I'll take Mönchengladbach at -140.
Yeah, me too. I agree with that. I'll take Gladbach money line. I got it City at a -135. Also take Bremen. Their team total goals under 1.5. I don't see them scoring 2 goals here. So you can get I'm under 1.5 goals for them at -115. Bremen will be lucky they score 1.
All right. Well, there we have it. So, anyways, we'll bring Steve on.
My bird cage on this thingy on today's games. I'm taking Leverkusen money line, Frankfurt money line, and Gladbach money line. Should give you about a +500.
Nice. 5-1 on our money. We'll take that any day of the week.
For mine, I played both of these. I did Leverkusen, Gladbach, and I took Freiburg at +990, and then I added Dortmund to another one over 40-1.
All right.
On a 4-gamer.
There you go. 40-1. Kind of like those odds. All right, we're going to bring Steve Monahan back and get into the sim picks. Steve, who's your favorite German soccer player of all time? I'm going to go with Gerd Mueller. Showed up for games drunk. Later in his career, he was signed with the Fort Lauderdale Strikers of the North American Soccer League, which was my home team. And I got to say, still showed up drunk for games. The thing about Gerd is, like, when he was on the German national team and they were winning World Cups and all that kind of stuff, he was, like, this great athlete. By the time he got to Fort Lauderdale, I mean, he looked like the puck dogs on Thanksgiving, after the meal. It was like, I mean, this guy looked like, I mean, he just, we used to have a Sweden House buffet down in down South Miami. I think he spent a lot of time there, especially not skimping on the fried chicken either. I think, Gerd really let himself go late in his career.
I'll go with Franz Beckenbauer.
Beckenbauer was
enough to remember
nice
him.
player. Of course, Beckenbauer and, more.
Jürgen Klinsmann was a pretty damn good German national player.
I always liked Kohler, the defenseman. I thought that he was really good. He was a defenseman, so he didn't get a lot of credit, but he was one of the better defensemen in all of soccer. Anyways, kind of Omar is giving out his pick, but the best place to give out your pick, as always, is in the Facebook group, because we'll show it here on the live show for 2 seconds and it'll come and go. But in the Facebook group, it will sit there for life. You can sit there and you can go after the game and say, I won. And then when you lose, we don't hear a peep. That's what I don't understand. All right. I never understand the I won. We could have a whole show called I won, every day, with all the picks we get. It's like, I won, It's like, we'll go through all of our picks and, we'll talk about which ones we won. We won't talk about the ones we lost. We'll just talk about the ones we won. I don't know. Anyways, on Sunday we went over the Sim Super Bowl. I don't know who won that game. Who won this? Who was the Sim champion? Saints or the Patriots?
New England.
New England.
28-20.
So I lost that one. How about the warm-up game, the Chargers and the Niners?
The Niners won 34-27.
All right, so I was 0 for 2 to close out the that Sim tournament.
1-1 for me.
What,
2-0.
2-0 for Rod. So, all right, we pretty much ran the gamut here, right? But Rod, you were the king of Super Bowl Sim Sunday.
Yeah, what do I win? Nothing. Yeah,
A nice crisp high five.
I won $70 playing golf on Sunday.
Nice.
Yep.
I want a free play on my lottery
I
ticket.
played in an outing. Best ball scramble. Won 2 closest to the pins and a skin, which is not easy to win in best ball. I'll tell you that much.
No, those are
No,
tough.
man. I hit a shot from about 165, and I was literally this close. I couldn't even miss the putt. I was so close. It was like, so I got closest to the pin. I got a skin on that hole. It was like everything, you know. I had 2 closest
That's what
to
I'm
the
good
pins.
at. I'm good at the short game. Give me the short game. Give me an iron in my hand, and I'm half decent. I'm good approach, short game, round putting. It's just draw. I can't drive the ball.
I hit one
Mitch,
from.
do you have one of these hole-in-one things still yet?
No, I don't have any hole-in-ones, but you know who else never had a hole-in-one is Ben Hogan, one of the best
Yeah.
strikers in the history of golf. Never had a hole-in-one. You know?
Close.
I'm not thinking about getting the ball in the hole, you know, from that shot.
I know,
I'm
you
trying to
never-
leave myself the best putt. You know, and so if it goes in, it's you know, I've been
You
very.
get that one. You're too close to the pin all these times. One of them is definitely got to go.
I've
in.
been well. I also play every day, sometimes twice. You know, so it's like the process of
You're
eventually
there to get
something's
it.
got to go in, right? I mean, I've been so close so many times. I reshafted my 5-wood and my 3-wood this week, so we'll have to see if maybe that's the magic thing. It's like where I play. There's a lot of it seems that almost every course I play at, there's a lot of par 3s that are in that 200 range. So it's like
Ugh.
yeah, 200 are par 3s, but for me it's a clean 5-wood, and I'm usually somewhere around the pin with a 5.
I was gonna say I'm using a wood at 200 yards.
Yeah, I open the face a little bit on a 5-wood for something like that, kind of like a cut 5-wood, but it's like I always hit a draw, so it's kind of like a cut draw 5-wood. I don't know. Anyways, switch to Tour AD shafts all the way around, except on my driver. I still use Fujikara on the driver. Anyways, Chris, speaking of Fujikara shafts, what do we got today in simulated Madden 2K NFL action? I tell you what, man, if this thing goes on any longer, we're going to be on Madden 2.1K or something, right? It's like they're going to come out with a new one, right? I mean, doesn't a new one come out in like August or something?
August, yeah.
Please, let's let there be something before then. This is gruesome, man. I hate simulated sports. Hate it.
So at 1 o'clock, Cardinals -3 against the Redskins.
Well, that was a short off season from the Super Bowl of Sims, huh? And now
Yeah,
they're-
right. Well, they had games. They had games yesterday.
Hey,
Picked up right where they left off.
so what is it? Cardinals and who?
Cardinals -3 against the Redskins. I like the Cardinals.
I'll go
I think
Cardinals.
the Redskins money line.
What's the line on it?
Cardinals
3.
-3 against the Redskins.
Cardinals -3 against the Redskins. Ugh, what a bad game. I
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
watch this if it was real football. I don't know, man. God, someone stop it. If it was a fight, they would have stopped it. I'll take the Cardinals. What the hell? I really don't care. All right, Cardinals. But I'm not I'm not betting it.
4 Eastern, Falcons -3 against the Texans. Like the Falcons.
Texans money line.
Falcons.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
trying to
take
see
Falcons.
Falcons -3 against the Texans. Texans.
Yeah. 7 Eastern, Chiefs -4.5 against the Eagles.
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yep, Chiefs -4.5.
Yeah, I'll take the Chiefs. And 10 Eastern, Seahawks -3 against the Bears. Like Seattle.
Yep, Seahawks. I took all the favorites today.
Give me the Bears. Bears money line.
Mr. Dog of the Day. 4 sim favorites. Well, it's been real, everyone. Really.
And the last one, we got one more.
Oh, simulated hockey. We're gonna
Simulated hockey.
drop the
Calgary,
puck.
Calgary Flames at Las Vegas Golden Knights.
We know how much Rod loves Calgary and everything Calgary. Does he like simulated Calgary?
Yeah, I'm going to take simulated Calgary here. They're the better team than Vegas. Vegas odds, their money line is now at -170. I think the world's jumped on Vegas over Calgary. So give me Calgary. I watched this game sim a couple times on another book, and Calgary whooped them 3 games straight. So give me the Flames here on the money line +130.
We should do a simulated show where it's like it's not really us. It's just a simulation of us.
That would be cool. Can we have little cartoon characters?
Yeah, or bobbleheads. We're bobbleheads.
Bobbleheads.
I get to be Miyagi.
Imagine that.
Steve,
Do you like this?
Steve gets to be Johnny from Cobra Kai.
Play. I don't want to be Johnny.
Who would you be? I think Chris would be Walter White from Breaking Bad.
I got like 5 more episodes to go. I'm on season 5. I finally dialed it in during this Corona thing.
Oh, Breaking Bad? You never saw it before?
Ah,
Oh my God, greatest series of all time. And then I have news for you. The kicker here is Better Call Saul is actually better.
Oh, really?
I think it is. I don't know if it's better, but it's equally as good.
It's still going on, Call Saul?
Better Call Saul just finished this season, but it's still they're gonna have more. It's a great show.
Yeah. Oh,
Great
wow, yeah.
show. True story. So a friend of ours, of Steve and I's, his name's Rob Peters. He works in the Wild Card Gym in Los Angeles with Freddie Roach, and he's Manny Pacquiao's bodyguard forever. He still is, but Manny doesn't fight as much. So he's bodyguard for a lot of these boxers and stuff, and all the time celebrities come into the gym, like all the time. We met Jeremy Piven, Mark Wahlberg, and he's introduced us to guys at the fights and whatever, all the time and stuff. And the one time, like Freddie's assistant, she's totally never starstruck by these people, except she says to Rob, calls me on the phone. He's like, Saul Goodman's here. It was like he'd never done that before. He's like, Saul Goodman's here. It's like, I can't believe it.
Bob Odenkirk.
Yep. It was like, Saul Goodman. Like, they were so excited. It was like, and this was before Better Call Saul. This was like during the Breaking Bad stuff. But
I could be Saul for simulated games. I'll go with Saul.
yeah, oh man, Better Call Saul is. I think it's a different show, but it's still along the lines of Breaking Bad. It's still a lot of the same things. So and a lot of the same characters.
Okay.
Rod could be Tuco Salamonte.
Ooh, Tuco.
Or he could be Gus Fring. Anyways, we could go on all day.
Nobody wants to be Hank Schrader.
Hank's good. I like Hank.
Hank was good.
You're heading into the big Hank territory. Anyways, see you guys later, and we'll see you tomorrow for some more Bundesliga coming up. And we got UFC this weekend, so exciting times. And I'll tell you what, by then we are gonna have an answer in the NBA. I'm glad these guys are putting their foot down. Have a great day, everyone.
See you, boys.
See ya.